Hello and welcome to a very special episode of this companion podcast with my own sister, Sammie Farmer.
Hello.
Welcome, Sammie.
Hello.
It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for being on. I'm not really sure where to start here. I'm just excited to be able to do this with you. Because I've been wanting to. Oh, I made that noise. I'm sorry.
This is like the full revolution of the farmer news.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you wanna we gotta reminisce. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about or don't know what Sammie's talking about, we used to do the farmer news where because we had a video camera, and that was like the big thing, right?
I think it's because we had I think it's because we had a video capability on, was it our DS's first, and we realized we could make little videos, and then we got a computer that the kids shared that had a video camera in it, and then we decided to make a news show so that we could send it to people in our family because we were sad we didn't get to see them quite as much. So we were going to send out this newscast or something. I don't really know what the plan was.
You're entirely right, and that's funny because this is like the evolution.
It is.
This is me like trying to tell people what's going on in my life without explicitly having to send them a letter or anything. Not that I'm against that, but this is more fun.
Well, because I think it did start out as a newspaper, like an article type thing.
I remember that. Of course,
as kids, it's a little more interesting to do like face video cameras. But yeah, the newspaper version was really interesting. That was called News and Stuff.
Oh my
and
God,
it was going to have Brady's Pokemon Corner, and I think Kizzy was going to do something about dogs. Our interests of the kids. Yeah. Of the kids.
All of our basic interests.
We were still interested in things like that. So.
Well, that just reminded me of the VAIO computer, right? The laptop that we got to share. Had like the Windows Movie Maker thing on it. Remember we used to make Lego stop motion videos?
Yep. We did pretty good at that, actually.
Yeah, they were not bad. I mean, we had Bob and the monkey and the car, and he dug a hole and found a car or something.
Yeah, he might have dug a car up or something like that, yeah.
We did a couple, like one of him walking across the base plate and him driving a car. But hey, that was pretty good for when we were like really young. So
yeah, we had no idea. I mean, it's not really like we went on YouTube and tried to figure out how to do it. We just did it.
We took 1,000 pictures because it was on your camera, the one that, or was it Mom's camera?
I think it was my new camera.
It's like the little blue camera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got so into that, but then we like lost the cord that connected it to the computer. Or we couldn't find one or something, and that kind of. Wow, that was a long time ago. We even used they were like pre-downloaded music tracks that we used, and then we used like the laptop microphone to record like a sound or like
literally like him like falling.
I found a car.
Yeah.
I think that was the exact line. I found a car, and he gets in and drives away.
I'm very certain you did the voiceover for that.
Oh, I remember that. I remember listening. I remember hearing myself go, I found a car. And then I don't know if we found a little like sound clip or something of the car driving away, or it was just silence, or I don't know. Maybe it was a hybrid car or something.
Silence of the electric car. That was before its time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't really remember where I was at. So, I mean, we can just move on from the farmer news. But yeah, this is pretty much just Brady news. Brady and Friends, which that should be the name of this podcast, just Brady and Friends. Maybe I dropped the ball on that one.
I don't think it's been released to the general public, so you can...
That's true. Addendum. It is now called Brady and Friends. Edit this out later, Brady. I'm just kidding. Loud boop.
That's why Toby used to do that.
No way, really?
Maybe.
No, that makes sense. Right at the end, he would go like, and I'll see you next time. Boop.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because you know how like at the end of videos you like lean forward and like stop recording on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the place where he was able to like figure out. That might have been his sync too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Learning things about YouTubers from 10 years ago.
You should edit out the burp too.
I'll decide that later.
What? No. You could probably at the end just do a whole segment of Sammie burping, because let's be real, it's gonna happen like, more often than not.
Quick cutting through like 5 or 10 burps. I will. I almost left in at the end of the last podcast. Dylan forgot to stop recording, and he goes, "I'll stop the recording now." That's all like way at the end, and I almost left it in, but he requested that I cut it out. But yeah, so let's avoid talking about movies because that was the entire hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we
last
don't have
episode.
to do that, no.
We definitely can't talk about games because we didn't talk much about games. And I know both of us love playing Stardew Valley.
Oh, and I have some exciting news on that front, Brady.
On the multiplayer, or
yeah, on the multi-front player.
I was hoping you had some news. What's the latest on the Q1 multiplayer?
The gaming corner with Sammie. No, I honestly don't have any more authority over this than anybody else. But a good friend of ours, Matthew, texted me today that Concerned Ape on Twitter sent out multiplayer, just going through some final bug fixes. Should be out in a month.
Let me double confirm that.
I quote, right update on Stardew Valley multiplayer, still making good progress on fixing bugs. If all goes well, it should be ready in about a month. Concerned Ape.
Yes, that was 7 hours ago. So, Also horse hats? That's fantastic.
I mean, the horse needs a hat. Let's just be real.
This one's wearing a sombrero.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, funny thing. For anybody who's listening to this podcast who also knows our sister Mackenzie, a.k.a. Kinsey, a.k.a. Bun. Bun, as in bunny. Bun texted me today. I gotta figure out Aaron's birthday present for Cinco de Mayo. So to me, I'm confused because does that mean Aaron's birthday is on Cinco de Mayo? So in my confused state, I put, a sombrero. That way he can be a sombrero bro.
Did you just come up with that?
I just came up with it.
That's fantastic.
Kinsey thought it was really funny.
So his birthday is on Cinco de Mayo.
I have not confirmed that, no.
Unconfirmed. Single confirmed.
Anyway, back to Stardew Valley.
Yes.
Yeah, so my horse can be a sombrero bro.
Yes.
And
that's amazing. It's so cute.
The horse is the only thing in the game it doesn't get extra love.
Right? You can't even pet it. All you do is just ride around on it and leave it in the middle of the town while you run home and go to sleep. Or down in the mine or whatever. There's also a couple. March 13th, Stardew Valley multiplayer is in QA, and bugs are being fixed at a very good pace. So, I'm very hopeful.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know about the multiplayer part, Stardew Valley is a really awesome single-player game, but the people who play it really love sharing and doing things like that together. So we'd be really happy to have multiplayer. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, and I don't know, the whole game, for those of you who don't know, is just like farming, and you're part of this little town, Pelican? What is it, Pelican?
That is from Pokemon, but try again.
No.
It's called Stardew Valley, isn't it?
No, the town is called something Pelican.
I think it's called Pelican Town.
I think it is. Let me just double confirm. Stardew Valley town name. It's called Stardew Pelican Town. It is called Pelican Town.
All right. Confirmed.
It said up at the top. It said Stardew Valley is the name of the region. I was like, oh my god, I'm wrong. No, but the town itself. So you're in Stardew Valley, but the town that you're next to, Pelican Town, is full of very colorful, fun people that you get to be friends with, which Sammie is much better at being friends with people than I am. I don't talk to people during the day in Stardew Valley, and that's been a problem for me. But anyway,
Well, so let's be real. It's more than just farming.
yeah, it's
It's
really
whatever you want
social.
it to be, you know.
Yeah, I mean you can be a miner, you can be a oh oops, um, you can be you can marry one of like 10 or 12 people, but I mean it's really all about like the kind of the the life of people, and it's I don't know, it's just super fun for us to Sammy and I sit and play with each other whenever we're visiting, and it's super fun. But
Well, we
multiplayer should
play
be
at the
awesome.
same time. We can't play together
Yeah.
though.
So all we do is just like show each other funny stuff that happens, or like, oh look, this new thing I got, or um, my chicken's named Snacko, or something like that.
Right.
All my chicken names.
I think that's
But
so hilarious.
I think it's funny. But apparently there's a Stardew Valley piano collection that's coming out soon. That is something I'm interested in because the music in that game is like amazing. But
Well, and that's the really unique part is the man who coded the entire game also did all the music, which is just fantastic, you know.
yeah, the whole game is like it's so what is that? Like authentic because he put like so much time into everything, little
Intentional.
Easter
Yeah.
eggs and the amount of like um dialogue and text in it is amazing, way
Hmm.
more than you'd expect because it's really not based on the mechanics of the game as much as it is just like the ambiance, I guess, or the wow, the words evade me tonight. Um, I don't know what that's
No,
called.
just adds to the overall
Atmosphere,
effect. Absolutely.
atmosphere. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's an awesome game. To anyone who has seen it and has hesitated, I would definitely recommend. I'd say it's about a 8.5 out of 10. Sammy, what do you think?
I don't really have a fair rating system because I play 3 games. So
That's true.
out
I'm
of the
trying to
three
get
games I
mine.
play, that's my favorite one. But
Yeah, I try to. I don't really know what basis my rating system's off of, but we'll just gloss over that and move on. Um, what else? Let's touch upon the German language. God bless you.
yeah, thank you. Um, you want to talk about German?
I don't know. I was just checking earlier to see if I had any German homework, but my professor forgot to uh, assign it for tonight, so
Oh,
I win.
bully for you.
I know,
You
right?
don't get to practice your skill you're studying.
That's making me feel bad about
Well,
being happy about it. I mean, you're right. You're right. I would really like to be able to practice, but I do sometimes in my free time. I stand in the shower sometimes and speak German to myself, which must sound very weird to the people sitting in the bathroom, which is connected to the room I shower in, which is funny. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I also speak German back and forth with my dungeon master in D&D because
mhm.
we pretend, well, because since I know a language that the other two guys don't, we need a way to be able to communicate that to each other, and we decided to speak German to each other, which is hilarious to see the other two guys completely confused, but we are understanding each other perfectly fine. So if something is speaking in the languages that I know that they don't, he'll just shoot me either a text in German or he'll speak out loud in German. So that's been pretty cool. Also,
Mhm.
my German professor, I told him that and he was very proud. So that's very fun to be able to. I told him that in German too. So
Excuse
that's
me.
double points. You are excused. But yeah. And Bruce, if you ever listen to this, you're an amazing teacher. Thank you. That's all.
Go, Bruce.
Yes. Bruce, uh, I would say something in German, but I am tanks dry. Um, spoke a lot today, a lot more than I normally do. So,
Hmm.
very proud of myself. Um, so, Sammy, for the people who know you and would like to hear about you, or don't know you and would like to get to know you, tell me what your tell me about yourself. I don't want to say that because then that's kind of it's like an open-ended question that people get angry about. Tell me, um, your favorite animal, your favorite color. You don't have to write these down. Where you went to school, what you're doing now. Go.
What?
I don't know. Those are the 4 random questions I could think
Okay.
of.
Ask it over again so it's not so weird when you do it.
Huh?
Ask it over again so that when you cut it, it's not so
You're
all
assuming
over
I'm
the
going to cut
place.
this?
Well, I mean,
Leave no stone unturned, Sam. we're just going to move on from here.
okay. My favorite animal today is giraffe.
Okay.
Usually it's a hippo or a polar bear, but today it's a giraffe. My favorite color today is blue. Usually it's green. Today it's blue. Right now, I graduated from Marquette University in May of 2017. So we're working on a year, very close to being a year.
Yeah.
I still have
Wow.
to say to people, oh, I graduated in May. And they know that means last May. But
yeah, in a month or two, you're going to have to switch that
I'm
up.
going to have to keep saying last year. I graduated last year.
Graduated 2017.
And I am 9 months, which is the usual incubation time for a human baby. I am 9 months into the baby of my year of service.
That's going to be confusing.
I just passed week 41. And I have, so that makes about 8 or 9 weeks left. And
I'm in trimester 3 of my job.
It'll be about 9 weeks old then.
Wow, what a convoluted way to say you're almost done.
I just thought that to myself, which is maybe weird, but
I mean, are we 9 months into the school year? Because I could say my child of sophomore year is nearing.
well, you also don't carry things to term, Brady, because
okay,
you're a boy. So
you win.
Well,
I'll give that one to you. You
saying.
can keep that. You can keep that analogy. I don't want it.
Anyway, yeah. So I'll be finishing up some of my projects and moving in June. At the end of June. Right now, the plan is to move right to Minneapolis to do a sublease from somebody, and then to move into my apartment for the 2018-2019 school year at the end of August. So I'll be able to spend the summer up there, which is really exciting. And I'm starting a grad program at the University of Minnesota in September.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank
I don't
you
know if
very
I
much.
ever
Thank
congratulated you formally.
Well, this is my first public announcement of the fact that I enrolled, so there you go.
There you go. You heard it here first,
a Brady
folks.
and Friends exclusive.
Yes. You heard it here first, folks. If you hear it anywhere else, they're copying from me.
Exactly.
Copyright this moment in time. The Brady and Friends podcast. I don't know if that holds legally, but we'll find out. So do you have any ideas of where you want to live, or have you kind of looked into that, or are you kind of that's too far away?
Yeah, no, I have. I've followed a whole bunch of. This is not a Facebook plug, but I followed a whole bunch of pages about University of Minnesota housing, UMN housing, UMN roommates, UMN sublets. Sublets, for anyone who's listening, is when someone does a lease for the whole year, but for a certain amount of time they need to be gone, and they'd like for somebody else to come in and pay them to live in that space. So they are. That's what's called a sublet. They're still paying for the space. They're still responsible for it, but sometimes places let you sublet your place so that somebody else can live there while you're gone. So I'm hoping to just do that for 2 or 3 months before I get ready to move into WAHU, which is a housing center in the University of Minnesota. And that is going to be with some girls who are also grad students. I think one of them's a dental student, one of them's in med school. And I don't know who the other one's going to be. I know. So I'm already seeing that they're going to be very busy and quiet. But this particular apartment has 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, and then shared space, which is what I've been wanting because I'm not going to have any of my own furniture, so this place is already furnished. I'll have my own bathroom,
Oh, that's
all
nice.
the things I'm looking for the year. And then hopefully make some new friends. They can maybe show me around the university a little bit. One of the girls has lived there for 3 years already, so I know she really likes it. And yeah, so I'll hopefully be signing that lease by the end of the week. And for some reason, they're doing a promotion where if you sign your lease within 72 hours of receiving it, you get a $200 gift certificate. So
To
I don't know. It's a Visa gift card or something. I'm like, okay.
ooh,
So I buy a TV for my
I
room?
mean,
Like,
free money.
question mark? But I guess it worked because now I'm more incentivized to
Not really free
sign, I guess.
money,
But
but free
no,
money.
yeah. Well,
You
and
have
the
to
parking
pay a lot
spaces,
for. Yeah.
and if people don't know, it snows and is cold in Minneapolis, so the parking spaces are really important. Apparently, those are $100 a month, so it's like,
Oh man.
okay, so really they're just giving me free parking for 2 months, but I'll take it. So we'll
That's. I
see.
mean, I'd say that's a better way to advertise. Hey, get a free parking space for 2 months if you sign the lease in quickly and in
Oh,
time.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, the I don't know. We're actually me and my roommates for next year working on like parking and laundry machine and dryer, and that's not fun. But we haven't decided how many cars we're gonna have because we might just have one. One guy might bring a car so we can all go grocery shopping. Because I mean,
Hmm.
everything you're gonna need is in Iowa City unless you need to go home. And with me having um, like home be 20 minutes away, I don't think I
Hmm.
need my own car. Um, but yeah, it's like $500 $600 for the whole lease time, which I think is like 11 months and 29 days or something like that. So they have
Yeah,
like
it's something
two
like that.
days to clean their apartment before the next group moves in or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's interesting. So you don't know what you're doing for like the summertime, and then you're moving in once school starts, or you're
Yeah, the
I
plan is I'll be up there during the summer. I think I'll try to get a job. I'd like to have some kind of income, but that might have to be off campus. I'd really like to work on campus, but we'll see.
find a good
Um,
parking job or parking um, ramp job
True, true.
because
Just sit
those
and read and
the prime spots.
yeah, that's true. I like working in housing. I wouldn't mind being like a front desk person or
Yeah,
something like that too. But um,
I've got a
yeah.
friend actually that works front desk across campus from where he lives, which is unfortunate. But he says he really likes it. Once he gets there, he likes it.
Hmm.
It's a lot of just kind of sitting around making sure, like answering tiny questions or swiping somebody's card or doing packages or whatever. Um, so I mean that could work, but depending on your workload, your upcoming workload for the next X years of your life, um,
Yeah. Well,
you
that's what
might
I
want
really need to be careful about is not getting too busy in grad school because I really enjoyed my undergrad at Marquette, being really busy, being really involved, meeting a ton of people, and getting kind of my fingers in a lot of pies, which I really enjoyed, and that was really necessary there. But as I go to grad school and spend very specific money to learn something very specific, I really want to make sure I'm mastering as much as I can.
to. Yeah,
And a lot of that involves maybe not spending all the way until midnight doing homework and still getting busy enough at the next morning to have to get up. Like
yeah.
still being able to maintain my balance of living that I found this year, which has been really important for my year of service. Like I have sourdough, like literally, I'm gonna make sourdough this week, sourdough bread.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh
that was something we
man,
were gonna chat
that's
about. But like,
cool.
I
No,
I
that's
have a
awesome.
big plan to crochet a lot. Like I have just been, like sinking more into my faith, all that kind of stuff. I really want to maintain that balance.
Yeah,
Um, and Matthew's gonna be up there and all of that, so I I do want to have a job, but I want to do one that's maybe like your friend, like life giving, just like I'm
yeah,
happy to go, but not get too stressed out about it. So
yeah, and definitely making sure you've got ample time to, like, free time that runs into sleep time, so you
hmm.
can sacrifice some of your free time to get an 8 hours of sleep. Which
Yeah,
I've learned that it is a lot more conducive. Because if you give yourself exactly 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of time to sleep, you're not going to get 8 hours of sleep,
right,
which
exactly.
is an unfortunate truth. But like now, I I shut everything off about 10 or later, slightly later, depending on the day. But during the week, if I have to get up at 8:30 for 9:30 class, I will go to bed at 10:30. So I've got, quick math, 10 hours, I think, to sleep. And then I can sacrifice something if I get up to go to the bathroom and I can't get back to sleep or blah, blah, blah. But that is a unofficial tip from Brady, who has just figured out how to sleep. But
be pre-prepared to go to bed.
Yes, be double prepared. Also, sometimes I brush my teeth like way before bed, so I don't eat anything, and that helps me sleep for some reason.
Good. Yeah, your tummy probably doesn't need to be trying to do that all at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, eating food after like 9:30 never really helps. So it's kind of the whole like nothing good ever happens after 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that, or midnight.
Oh, I'm easily 11. That's my cutoff.
Yeah.
Good night. Goodbye.
Everybody out of my house. Get out of my life. No,
I haven't said that in a really long time.
Get out of my life. That's another Tobuscus reference for
yep.
any of you sleuths out there.
Okay, so Toby's coming up a lot. Interesting.
Yeah. He just uploaded a video of like a nostalgic jump back to his first episodes of Minecraft, and it is nostalgic, but at the same time painful because he doesn't know what he's doing at all.
Oh, I know.
So it's just, that can go unsaid that he just kind of dawdles around for the majority of his Minecraft playthrough, but I mean it's entertaining nonetheless. So, what else is new, Sam? I haven't talked to you on the phone since this morning or this afternoon. Wait, no, that was yesterday. Did I?
I think you called
Days
me
are starting to mush together.
yesterday.
Yes, because I was coming out of interpretation of lit and going to the IMU for lunch.
There you go.
Indeed. I told you about that dream I had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually had a continuation of that dream.
Really?
Funnily enough. Yeah. Well, so I'll explain the first one. Sammie, Kinsey, and I got arrested in my dream for being on a train, and because we had gotten stuck on the train, and we had gotten off, but then we got arrested for it because it was like carrying something very important or whatever, and we got questioned by the cops and blah, blah, blah. So this time, somehow, we all went back to the train for reasons I have yet to figure out. And every car we went through, instead of being like a little puzzle, it was like you open one door and it's a forest, like 100-acre forest. And you had to like walk through the forest and find the other train door. And it was like the next train door was everything was upside down or everything was made of jello. And it was weirdest dream. It was cool, but it was like super weird. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've had 2 nights of sleep be like continuation of each other's dreams. So it's weird, I guess. And the reason I thought of that, because I talked about German, we were talking about dreams in German class today, and I told everybody about the dream I had. So going full circle.
Because you've had lucid dreams before, right?
Oh yeah, crazy lucid dreams. Mm-hmm. And then I also have those dreams in which I wake up from the bed I went to sleep in, so I don't know what's real and what's not. So that's kind of scary, because like if I'm sleeping in my dorm bed, I'll wake up in my dorm, open my door, and I'm floating in the ocean or something like that.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
But then at the very end of the dream, I somehow open another door. It's my dorm again, and I jump back in bed. So when I wake up from that dream, I have no idea whether I'm dreaming or not.
Good heavens.
And I don't. Yeah. So I mean, it sounds pretty freaky, right? And so I've had a lot of times where I'm like, okay, I defeated the Kraken single-handedly by myself, and I wake up and I wholeheartedly believe that for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, that's impossible. Those don't exist. And so like 10 minutes after I wake up, I'm like, I realized that my dream was not real. And so that's really screwed with me a bunch of times. So, yeah.
That's interesting. I just don't like the morning because I'm mad I have to get out of bed. I have not been having terrors during my sleeps.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, like, a lot of times it's like, cool, I'm a hero. I saved the world. And I'm like, just kidding, I did not. Let
Oh
me just
boy.
go back to college.
Oh dear.
um, but yeah, I mean, it's weird. And speaking about it in German was near impossible because we don't know abstract things in German. All we know is like, I had this, I did
Hmm.
this. I mean, I'm in second year accelerated German. Don't get me wrong. So we're not like counting to 10 and stuff, but it's really hard to do these. Like, I had a dream in which each train car was different than the last, and the next one was all made of jello. I don't know how to say that in German. I can get about halfway through it, and then I gave up, so then I had to say the rest in English, which is like, shame. For shame. So, yeah.
It's hard to
but,
learn a new language.
yeah. I mean, it's weird because, like, I'm not to the point yet where I can think in German. I think in English still, and then I kind of translate it. So it's, I don't know. I don't know if I mean, I'm probably not ever going to get to that point where I can just think completely in German. But there are some kids in my class that are like, they can just rattle off a German sentence or like a whole paragraph, and they're like, they just kind of think it as it's
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I
It
mean, I'm
takes
doing my
focus.
best, and I'm not. I mean, I'm not like failing the class. I've got a 88 in the class right now, I think, which I'm very happy about.
Hmm.
It's a lot of semester hours that I don't want tanking my GPA,
Hmm.
um, but no, it's really fun. I ended up talking to my professor Bruce for like an hour and a half after my speaking quiz the
Hmm.
other day. We were talking about Scandinavian crime fiction, which
Oh.
apparently is its own like subgenre and culture in Scandinavia, because instead of just being like whimsical, like, oh, he thought of it while he was sleeping, like he dreamt of something, or his wife was like, take out the trash, and he's like, maybe the things in the trash, like those like TV kind of things, or like how um, those mysteries kind of get solved after a
Mm.
big
Yep.
long, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what Bruce was telling me was like, hope I do this justice, that it's more of like more realistic, first of all. Second of all, it's not like these cases will go years. They like put them down for like a year, and they come back to it once they think, or like once they find a new clue. Like, it's more of like the realistic, like, yes, fingerprints go to the lab, or like things go to the lab to get tested, and it takes 4 or 5 days, and then it comes back.
I actually know the verb or the word that you're talking about, ex machina. That's
Oh.
a word I learned from Cinema Sins on YouTube. When he calls something a sin when the plot just resolves itself by like a happenstance, like a character waltzes into the wrong store or bumps into someone on the street or realizes something because his wife asked him to take out the trash. Like that's it's like a Greek device when they were doing their
Oh.
plays in ancient Greece, ancient whatever I'm saying, ancient Greece. Um, that like easily and happily resolves the plot so you can be done. And
That's really cool, actually. I didn't
yeah,
really.
fun facts with Sammie.
That's a really cool here.
Ding.
Um, a god introduced by means of a crane in ancient Greek and Roman drama to decide the final outcome. A person or thing that appears or is introduced suddenly and unexpectedly and provides a contrived solution to an apparently insoluble difficulty. Wow, spot on. That's exactly the term that I was looking for. Um, but he says that it's more of, also the guy who originally wrote, I can't remember what the original inciting event kind of book that like started this whole culture. But the guy who wrote it was he wanted to kind of use his writing to change the world a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
to not be specifically like political, but kind of introduce those socio-political things, kind of an undercurrent in the story. So then when there were little spaces, then he could kind of jump on those topics. So anyway, it's apparently very interesting, and Bruce teaches a class about it that I'm wanting to take before I graduate, because reading Scandinavian crime fiction sounds like just a whale of a time. Um, but next semester I don't think is going to swing it. Also, I should have signed up for classes today. I just realized.
Oops.
Oopsie. I
Can you
mean,
do it now?
I'm like 2 weeks earlier than everyone else, so I can do it after we're done here. But yeah,
What
April
classes do you
10th.
take?
My plan is to take a couple upper level German, or an upper level German class. Let me see. Where is my
I just tried to plug in my headphones to charge them, and now there's a blue line, like a really thick blue line
Yeah, I can hear a little bit of
of feedback buzzing.
yeah.
Okay, let's not do that then.
It's gone now. Is that you were trying to charge the ones you're wearing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
No, it's okay.
Where is my schedule builder? There it is. Hello. The Art of Persuading Others, which is part of my communication major, which will be interesting, I hope. Understanding Communications, Social Scientific, which is, or Social Scientific Communication, which is another communications class, so I can graduate on time. Stars, Galaxies, in the Universe, which is a space class, which I think, depending on which one I take, I think there's an exploration of the solar system is another one. I can't remember which one is which, but one of them I get to go out at the top of the Van Allen science building and sit in the observatory, which is kind of a bucket list item for me.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, part of me is like, I will ditch anything to go sit in one of those, right? Because when am I going to get the opportunity again for the rest of my life? So that'll be a priority. And then I think I'm going to take Composition and Conversation 1 in German, depending on availability and stuff, because some of these things clash, and I should probably figure that out. I might do that tomorrow morning because I've got a big gap between first and second classes. So anyway, yeah, I'm interested in learning about space. It's kind of a huge thing for me. I don't want to be an astronaut or anything. I probably can't because I'm diabetic. I think that's a confirmation. Double confirmed, cannot be
Double confirm.
astronaut. Double confirmed, cannot be astronaut, which is fine. I don't really. The emptiness and vastness of space is kind of like one of my worst nightmares. So good that I wouldn't have to face that. But I mean, I like the concept of space, and maybe
Sure.
learning about where things are in space and how they interact would be cool, which I think is going to be that class. So I think we're good.
Well, have you ever heard of A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson?
I remember you read it a long time ago and we're like loving it.
Yeah, I'm listening to it on tape right now. It's very nice.
Would you recommend that book?
Mm-hmm.
Because I will definitely check it out. I wonder if it's at the library.
Yeah.
I actually recently got a book. I was shopping with Mom, and it's called, I don't want to face away from the mic because I can't see it. It's 5 Proofs of the Existence of God, which is cool because the philosophy class I took first semester last year talked about these like proofs of either the existence or the not existence of God. So I thought it'd be really cool to read kind of more in depth of all these different proofs that, I mean, we read like Thomas Aquinas and Descartes and things like that, and those are all included. So that'll be, I haven't started it yet because I'm reading a book for interpretation of lit, but once that's over, I'll definitely jump into that because that kind of stuff's really interesting to me. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Are there any shows you're watching on Netflix or the like that you are enjoying?
I just did W1A. It's just a show about the BBC. It's excellent. I would highly recommend that one. And then I just did it's like interior design. Let me look it up really quick. It's exactly like the Great British Bake Off or the Great British Baking Show.
I love that show.
But it's about interior design, and it makes me laugh because it's very.
Okay,
it's
that
like
might
so
be something
similar.
I need to
It's
watch.
actually kind of hilarious. It's called the Great Interior Design Challenge.
So pretty much exactly the Great British Baking Show.
Literally the Great British Baking Show, except so it has the same like dramatic music and cute shots of the buildings, and then a couple of like a bee, and then it goes back to the build. Like, it's just very funny.
Oh man, I need to watch that.
Yeah, the Great Interior Design Challenge.
I have not been watching like any TV recently. The only stuff that I've been watching on like Netflix is a American Border Patrol or like Customs and Border Patrol like TV show.
You
And
love
it covers
those.
Oh, I love those. And like it's at the there's a it kind of goes all over the country where all the different borders between Canada and the US are. The one by Niagara Falls, the one in Detroit or by Detroit up in Michigan, and then one over in Washington State, and then JFK Airport. I think the Chicago O'Hare also. And then they do also like the mail, and they like it's just super cool to me. I don't know, but they also have a lot of dogs and I like dogs, so it's an excuse to watch dogs work and find drugs in mail, which is really cool. Actually, they have the one guy that works in the mail facility has this dog, and he like lifts her up onto the conveyor belt that has all the mail on it, and he like points to all of them, all the different mail, and she'll like alert to one, and he'll cut it open, and like it's like 8 times vacuum sealed drugs, so they couldn't smell it, but the dog can like pick it out like 100% accuracy. It's amazing. That part
That's
pretty much
crazy.
just sells the whole show.
Yeah.
But it's also about 10% of all the people that come through the different border checkpoints are people that make the wrong turn. Like,
Oh no.
it's so bad. It's so bad to laugh at, but like these people are like, there were 2 construction guys that were just trying to go find lunch, and they like ended up at this border patrol
Oh
thing.
jeez.
And so they're like, okay, we're gonna look through your car and then send you back. But when you're not expecting to go through security, a lot of times people are like, hey, I found your drugs in your car, so we're gonna have to
Oh jeez.
we're gonna have to confiscate that, and you have to pay a fine, and we're gonna send you back to Canada. Which is like, okay, I wanted to go back to Canada. I didn't want to go into the U.S., you know. But it's really bad because it's like we made a wrong turn and they confiscated this and that, or my engine wasn't up to code, so they fined me or whatever. Which part of it's like, that's good. Get the drugs off the street first of all. Second of all, make sure everybody's safe, and then send them back to Canada or send them back to the U.S. But I just think of Kinsey because it's right by Spokane, like the
border.
the crossing
Yeah.
is like it's between Seattle and Spokane, I believe, or maybe I don't know. But I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's the exact place that Kinsey goes through when she like I think she went to Canada once with her friends or something. Like I wonder if that's the place she went through. But
I thought you went to Vancouver.
I don't know the like geographically where things are situated up there.
Me either.
Because I know Spokane's like towards the is that Idaho border?
I don't
think
know,
that's
sweetheart.
right.
I don't know.
I don't know. we'll just stop trying. Okay. But yeah, so it's a great show. But other than that, I've been just watching YouTube. There's a lot of different YouTube shows that I love. There's not one. There's a genre of YouTube video that I love, and it is woodworking videos. And it's from making a little bird to making a house out of wood. I don't know. There's like a bunch of YouTube channels I follow, and it's just people making. A lot of them are wood turning. You know how like the lathes work, where you stick the piece of wood on there and then it turns, and you cut it kind of just by putting a knife up to it, or like the. I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but I'm going to. But those are really interesting, and it's pretty relaxing actually. Like before bed, watch this guy make this massive Death Star out of wood. Oh, super cool. But yeah, that's what I've been doing in my free time, other than playing video games. But you know, yeah, life's good right now. Just hanging out.
Well, good, bud. I want it to be good.
Yeah, I hope everything's well for you too. You doing well?
Yeah, I'm enjoying having some free time and getting back to my routines.
Good.
Definitely.
Good.
Yep.
Are you listening to a lot of music?
No, I go on and off with the music.
Yeah, I get stuck between listening to YouTube videos with my phone on in my pocket or listening to music, because it's like I want to like make progress while I'm walking. Like I'd love to listen to a YouTube video, like learn something, or listen to a podcast that I like on YouTube, but it's also like, oh, it's much easier just to listen to music. So that's kind of where I'm at. I love the music that I've got, but I'm not finding a lot of new stuff recently. So it's kind of like I'm stagnating. So
Yeah, I Matthew really doesn't like that. It's so hard to find new stuff on Spotify. I really enjoy my daily mixes, but I've been
yeah.
letting Benjamin listen to my Spotify, so all this like hip and pop and R&B is coming in, and it's like messing up my algorithms.
Oh
But
no.
so I think for his confirmation, I'm gonna get him a Spotify subscription.
Good idea.
I don't know how to lovingly get him off my Spotify and get my algorithms back where they need to be.
I hope you like, I love you and I hope you're enjoying my Spotify, but please get off.
Please stop, because I can't do this.
Yeah. No, I get that. I remember I let who is it? Oh, Henry, who was on the first episode of the podcast. I let Henry sit and play around with my Spotify, and then the week later I was like, what are these things on my Discover Weekly? I remember, because the algorithm's like, you listen to one of these, so I'll put 10 on your, you know. Yeah, but you know, I'm listening to a lot of oldies music, like Bing Crosby and Bobby Darin and people like that, which is awesome. Those are fun songs. You really can't be sad listening to those. And obviously our favorite, Foster the People.
Obviously.
Just all their songs are amazing. Also, Sacred Hearts Club is still one of my favorites. Makes me get all
It's amazing.
happy, because I remember how fun that concert was. Sam and I went to a concert. Was it last summer?
This past September, yeah.
Oh wow, it was like less than like 6 months ago, or it was about 6 months ago. But yeah, we went in September to Madison, Wisconsin, which is a gorgeous place. I want to live there.
You love it there.
I do. And we went to see Foster the People in concert, and it was amazing. I got a shirt. Sammy got a shirt. Perfect day. It was awesome. That's really all I've got to say. It was just awesome.
I think so too, yeah. Matthew figured out they're going to be playing with the Paramore or whatever it's called. Foster the People is going to be in Minneapolis this summer. Tickets are $55, but it's like, I think you have to go, right? Like, you have to do that.
Do you know how much the Cincinnati tickets were?
I can't imagine they were that much, because I think they were playing by themselves, but...
I'm still open to that. Grabbing some friends and going, or
Getting
Charlie and Lucy. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see them again. That was the best concert ever. Two Door Cinema Club and Foster the People are very close, but that concert was so good. They played.
No, yeah, that one was way
They
better.
played Hard in the Paint for the first time live, right?
Or something like that. And Matthew and I did get to go see Borns over Christmas break.
Ooh,
and
how was that?
He wasn't as connected to us, and it was disappointing. He's really, really good live. It's just like, he didn't stop to talk to us, you know?
Yeah. And one of the guys, I think was it the main singer, stopped at the end and was like, hey, I love you guys. And he kind of said this whole thing about like heart and soul and people being in community, and everybody was like so taken by this little speech. I was like, can I hug you, please?
I know. It did sound like he needed a hug.
Oh, yeah. He's probably really emotional, because we were like a crazy crowd. Also, the pipe in my room is squeaking again. I don't know if you can hear that.
No, I cannot.
My Audacity is definitely picking it up. I can see it. It's like squeak. Hopefully that won't come out. Maybe I just talked about it for nothing. But that happens every probably day when somebody turns on their heat on the floor above me. This pipe that carries like gas or something. I don't really know how heaters work, but it carries it up to the floor above, and it's like covered in this piping to kind of like insulate the pipe. And it's super loud, because when it gets hot, it kind of like expands a little bit. So it just squeaks really loud. It's bad, but I'll deal with it. But, yeah, and I think it's the snoring guy above me. But I've come to love it. The sound of me being at home. Well, yeah, whenever you feel alone, you just be like, there's a human sleeping above me. That's fine. Or all the sounds, or oh, God forbid there's like a motorcycle parking right outside my window, which 95% of the time, completely out of my mind. Don't even think about it. Oh man, right now, somebody is pulling up to the parking spot like right below my door, and if there's a guy, don't know who it is, that sits on his bike for like 25 minutes before he takes off. I don't know if he's like queuing up a bunch of songs on his playlists or if he's like on the phone, but he keeps revving it every couple seconds for about 25 minutes, and that gets on my nerves. But I mean, those are the only two things that are like sometimes annoying. Everything else is peachy keen.
Peachy keen.
What is that from? Peachy keen? VeggieTales.
VeggieTales. There's never ever been a show like VeggieTales. That's one that Matthew and I were having a conversation, and I said something like, "So what did we learn today?" And Matthew goes, "And so what we have learned applies to our life today. God has a lot to say in his book. You see, we know that God's word is for everyone, and now that our song is done, we'll take a look." And then we were trying to remember, did Bob hate the song?
He always tried to. He always tried to like
talk between. Or something? Yeah.
Because he was like, so take a look, or what is it, in his book, and he would be like, all right, so this verse would go again,
and then would interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, it would cut him off. Yeah. Peachy keen. Yep, peachy keen. It's lima beans, collard greens, peachy keen, VeggieTales. I found the VeggieTales theme song on Genius.com. Shout out to Genius.com for helping me find the lyrics.
Sponsored. Hashtag sponsored.
Sponsored, not sponsored.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sponsor me. There's not much to sponsor, but I'm open to it. I will talk people's ears off about something if you wanna sponsor me. I'll take $1. That's fine. Anyway, enough of me asking for someone to pay me money. I mean, anything else you have on your mind we can chat about?
I mean, not really. I kind of went over everything.
Yeah, kind of went over everything. I mean, we've been going for about 55 minutes. If you wanna call it a day, it is
Probably.
9 o'clock.
Yeah,
it's almost time for my my wind down to bedtime.
That's true. So we have to do wind down now because I'm also bad at winding down. It's like, oh, I'll start at 10. That means you're not asleep till 11 or 11:30 easily.
Yeah. I mean, if we start now, I mean, get a couple of chapters of a book read. Actually, I do have to read for tomorrow. That's a really good way to gauge that. Oops. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you read a couple chapters of a book or write an email back to somebody or do something productive and then head on pillow by 10 o'clock, that'd be great. I could wake up and actually eat a full breakfast. Don't tell Mom.
Hashtag don't tell Mom.
Hashtag don't tell Mom. Even though she's going to be one of the first people to hear this. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
All right. And with that, I think it's time to wrap it up. Sammie, thank you for chatting with me for about an hour. This totally made my week.
Oh, I made mine too, Bub. I love you.
Thanks. I love you too, Smee. And everybody who's listening, thanks for listening and hanging with us. If you have any comments, questions, or anything, shoot them to me. I will not leave my number at the end of this because it's bad news. But Sammie, if you want to plug anything, something that you like, I mean, it could be a website you like. I plugged YouTube last time because I don't have any social media that I want people to find.
You can't plug YouTube. That's not what YouTube's for. You plug a YouTuber, Brady.
Well, I literally was
I'm gonna plug goldfish, whole grain cheddar goldfish that come in a big ass carton. There you go.
Bless. I agree. I actually have some as well. I was eating them earlier.
Yep.
I will also shout out. Is it Pepperidge Farm that makes goldfish?
Yeah.
Shout out to Pepperidge Farm for making great snacks. Keep doing what you're doing. That's all from me.
Continue on.
Continue making money as a large corporation. Don't let me stop you. All right. Well, thanks for being on here, Sam. I hope we do this again soon.
Of course, sweetheart. Yep.
And everybody else, I already said this, but thanks for listening. And I will see you next time on To Be Determined Name podcast, either Brady and Friends or Companion Podcast, or I will decide. And
yes, we'll get that worked out ahead of time. Absolutely.
Yes, I'll let you all know. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Wait, do I have to pause it?